Slowly. Wait, why did he do it slowly? Sonny built his speed to 200, 761 miles per hour, the speed of sound. What was interesting about the way that Sonny built to these speeds, though, these incredibly high speeds, was that the way that he did it was characterized by slowness instead of speed, as one would think. His reaching of the speeds would be. But contrary to one's expectations, the character of the way in which Sonic reached these high speeds was really just defined by slowness. I don't know. Really, what must be emphasized when you're talking about the way that Sonic reached these really incredibly high speeds, the main thing that needs to be emphasized is the slowness with which he did it. And that's very important to communicate to the reader. Sonny did speed up the pace and success of Kintabor's experiments. With all his mental and physical agility, he was unable to find the spiritual satisfaction that he sought in his Christianity, let alone understand why Kintabor was so frantic over it. What's the point of finding another Chaos Emerald when we've already got 6 perfectly good ones, he wondered to himself. That very same day that he wondered that, he stumbled upon the answer. Running through a part of the lab that was still a bit unfamiliar, he tripped over a thick mass of wires. That's strange, he thought. Dr. K's cable management game is usually on point. He followed the cords and cables to a small room he hadn't ever been in before. There, in the center of the room, that's great, stood a large machine comprised. I had to reach my full power before I could read it. Stood a large machine comprised nearly totally of slender gold rings. The gold surfaces looked as though they had been crafted and polished with great care. Ah, I see you found the reverse quantum bioformulator. Excellent, said Dr. K, who had hurried over to Sonic's side. Why don't you tell me about this thing? And what do you use it for? Asked Sonic. He felt a bit hurt that Dr. K had kept the machine a secret from him, and fairly bristled with impatience. Did you ever ask about it? Dr. K countered. No. Every day you come home asking me for my great cooking and running around your lab as fast as you can. But never do you ask, how are you doing, Dr. Kintabor? How was your day, Dr. Kintabor? What are you planning, Dr. Kintabor? What is your machine in there, Dr. Kintabor? Why do you keep all these golden rings in here, Dr. Kintabor? It's like you never care. It's like you only care about yourself, Sonic. But now you'll have your answer, and I hope you're happy. It's a long story, so let's have a bit of lunch, he suggested, pulling a few hard-boiled eggs and muffins from a lunch bag he had stuffed in his pocket. I don't know about this lunch, guys. I don't know about this lunch. You eating this lunch? Dude, Kintabor pulls muffins and eggs out of his pocket? You eating that? Or what are you doing? Because I'm not eating that. I don't know, maybe I would if I was hungry. If I was like an animal in his care, I guess I would. They pulled up chairs around the reverse quantum bioformulator and began to eat. As usual, Sonic gulped down his meal in a flash. He was an old pro at fast food. Kintabor, on the other hand, ate more cautiously. He set a half-eaten egg on the counter near the machine, and pulled a heavy iron key from his lab coat pocket. He walked over to a tall, lead-encased cabinet in the corner of the room, unlocked its door, and drew out a black velvet bag. These are the emeralds I told you about, Sonic. Carefully placing each emerald on the black velvet. They were truly incredible. Deep, brilliant colors with perfect Tiffany-cut shapes. Each must have weighed nearly a pound. They're perfect. Cut them myself, Kintobor boasted. They contain a microlytic copy of all the inert energy of every gross and disgusting impulse or deed done by humans since the beginning of time. He continued. The next few moments brought unspeakable panic and confusion. What? Okay. The monitor glowed red with the display of the impending wave of radiation that had somehow penetrated the Earth's surface and was heading straight for the lab. Kintobor scrambled to stuff the emeralds back into the bag. Sonic raced to the lead cabinet and flung open its doors, but in doing so, jostled the RQBF. Kintobor lunged for the cabinet, lost his balance, and spilled the emeralds onto the floor. The RQBF turned on and cast a weird, sickly beam of light first on Dr. K, then on the emeralds, then on the half-eaten egg on the countertop! Oh my god, of course. Sonic took shelter in the cabinet, that's beautiful, and reached for Kintobor's arm to drag him inside. Then everything stopped. There was no explosion, no shattered bits of glass or twisted metal, just silence. Sonic awakened in the pitch black of the lead cabinet. Dr. Kintobor was not inside with him. Sonic struggled to open the door and peeped out cautiously. In perhaps the only cautious act of his life, there lay Kintobor, sprawled across the floor of the lab like a dead puppy on the road that had been smashed by a car. But now he looked different, hideous, quite obese, with no muscle tone. His once rippling pecs now splayed across the floor in a grotesque sandwich-like manner. His lab coat now stretched tight across his enormous girth. His arms were spread wide, distended by the buckets of flesh encumbering his frame. But the most alarming transformation was not in his physical person, which was ugly now, but it was in a small, significant detail that Sonic had by now mostly taken for granted. The name on Kintobor's lapel pin was different. Sonic stared at it in shock. Dr. Ivo Robotnik was his dear friend's new name. Then Sonic understood everything.